Let's just do a PragerU. Can we need to do a PragerU. We need to get our, we gotta get in there, you know? Understanding Marxism. The enemy of being is having. Gotcha. Let's understand Marxism, or whatever. Let's go. And we get an animation. You know, we often get those. Wait, what was that like-dislike ratio? Oh. PragerU not commanding the same level of, you know, of power. Is this just the theory? I'm sure this will be an extremely honest investigation of the theory at hand.
Why does anyone still care about Marxism? Karl Marx has been dead for well over a century.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at his hair, though I should be. Also, just, it's a very dumb opening argument, but okay.
Everywhere Marxism has been tried, it has left death and destruction in its wake.
So true.
Yet Marxism lives. It may present itself today as postmodernism, multiculturalism, feminism.
Ooh. Man, they're kind of giving the game away, right? How, like, Marxism is the cause of all human suffering, and also Marxism is just every other political ideology that I don't like, including, when they say multiculturalism, what they mean is, like, multiracialism, obviously. Feminism, yeah.
Environmentalism.
There you go.
Or critical race theory. But it's still Marxism.
You know what the funny thing is? Critical race theory is informed by Marxist theory. By the way, guys, almost everything pertaining to economics or sociology or political science in the past 100 years is built in some way on Marxism, because most academic theory is a response to or a correction of or a development upon pre-existing theory. So even theories that are antithetical to Marxist theory are a response to them and are thus shaped by Marxist theories. Like, that's just how this works. But the funny thing is, critical theory is a much broader academic discipline that has variants in, like, a bunch of different fields, you know, economic sociology, that is informed by Marxism. So critical theory would actually be the spookier thing to say here, because critical theory informs a bunch of stuff. They say critical race theory because they're racist. Critical theory on its own isn't scary enough. They need the race element in there because they need to conjure up in the minds of their audience the idea of, like, angry black hordes stealing white suburban property or whatever, you know, in order to really sell that idea. All these terms need to be scary enough.
Say what you will about Marx the economist. He was a master psychologist. He recognized that there are many people in every society who are motivated by envy and resentment.
Wait, okay, is this going to be too retarded for us to go over? This is just going to be like everything's going to be, but little did they know that Marx understood the darkness at the heart of humanity or something. Like, should we just go over something else? This might be too stupid to actually respond to. You see, Marx knew that, because, like, they're not even going to try to make an argument here, right? I guess we can look at it for a bit. It's like, yeah, yes, he was a lot like Light from Death Note or something.
Marx expressed his deepest views on this subject in his economic and philosophical manuscripts of 1844. They can be summed up in one phrase.
Can they?
The enemy of being is having.
I'll take your word for it. Is that true? They could have, since they're making stuff up anyway, why didn't they come up with something more sinister here? Like, they can be summed up in one sentence. I hate black people. That's what Karl Marx believed. Why not go for, like, if we're lying anyway, like, you can just say anything, you know? They can be summed up in one sentence. The ultimate goal of communism is the extermination of all cis white men. Like, why not?
In other words, the desire to own things makes you a bad person. However, you're not to blame.
What? Wait, even the PragerU summary here doesn't make sense. How can Marx simultaneously say that you're a bad person for wanting to own things, but also you're not to blame for that desire? Wouldn't that mean you're absolved of the moral culpability that would make you a bad person? Even PragerU's summary here doesn't make any sense. Like, the shit they're making up, we need better fake lore here.
Marxism, according to this view, is all about equalizing income and social status.
What? What does that even mean? Wait. Wouldn't this be the goal of the capitalist? Wouldn't the capitalist, in a system where money buys you privilege and power, believe that income would be proportioned to social status? What? Marx doesn't even want an income. Okay.
Marx saw the accumulation of material wealth as dehumanizing. The more money and material possessions one acquires, the more estranged one is from his true humanity.
You know who else believed this, by the way? Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I know. It's just, I know it's cliche to bring this up, but like, this is a distinctly Christ-like belief. Yeah. This is not, this isn't even one of those soft, like, Jesus would have been a socialist arguments. He specifically said this very, very directly. It was a core tenet of Christianity, and still is in theory, Very Christ-like man, Marx,
Best of all, you get to do it without the guilt of being a moocher. All you have to do is enjoy yourself.
I'm sorry. I came into this a centrist, but you gotta say, you're really selling me on this Marx guy here.
You can do one thing today and another tomorrow. Hunt in the morning, fish in the afternoon, and rear cattle in the evening.
You're really selling me on this guy here. I don't know.
Ironically, in the evil capitalist society, the sewer cleaner freely chooses to take on his job. In the socialist paradise, coercion is almost always required.
So, say you're on a plane, and the plane crashes on an island. And when you wake up on that island, you're the only survivor, except for one other person. One other person woke up before you. It's only 2 people on the island. And the other person, they have collected all of the coconuts, the only food source on the island that you're aware of. And they say, oh, hello, other person who has woken up. I'm so glad that you're here. I've already collected all the coconuts. I woke up a couple of hours ago, as you can see. And I'll be happy to share them with you. If you will suck my dick. Is that a free exchange? Or is that coercive? The answer, of course, is that PragerU is dumb. Now, I notice here that they're claiming the socialist paradise would need to be coercive in order to produce this labor, but they're not citing anything from Marx. Like, they're not saying Marx said this. They're just saying, like, oh, yeah. Like, yeah, dude, people just, like, totally like working in sewers, If you have to provide an incentive for somebody to do something, and the absence of that incentive means a lesser quality of life, there's an element of implicit coercion there. It's that simple.
Megalomaniacs like Lenin, Stalin, Mao, Castro, Pol Pot, and Hugo Chavez. They were the ones who brought Marx to life and in the process caused tens of millions to suffer and die.
I don't disagree with this. Yeah. I think, so here's the thing, okay? I think we have to acknowledge a fact of the world, and it's that it is probably not a coincidence that, like, Marx's works have been used as inspiration for the ideology of a lot of really bad. Was Castro bad? Castro should not be put near Stalin or Mao or any of that shit. I'm trying to address the broader point here. I'm not here, like, saying they're all fucking genocidal maniacs. Yeah. But I'm talking about, like, the broader point here. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that, like, Marxist ideology has been used as a justifying mechanism for dictatorships in many ways. And I feel like there's a reason for that, okay? And I feel like the reason for that, Marx was principally a critic of capitalism. And most everyone in the world right now lives under capitalism, which means that the arguments provided by Marx remain to this day some of the most salient criticisms of the society that we live in. Most every poor person around the world, not even poor people necessarily, like everyone, but especially poor people, when they hear arguments derived from Marxist theory, like, are going to nod their heads a little bit. They did. I mean, it's not a coincidence. Marxist language has been used to facilitate political movements in almost every country in the world. Everywhere. Even here today in the United States, in Western Europe, in like everywhere. Because a lot of what he said was true and based. Now, it should be noted, it wasn't just leftists who did this. Hitler also did this. Everyone does this. One of the things that Hitler did to bring the disaffected working class towards him when he was still consolidating power was he published a list of economically, not Marxist, but like pretty left-wing economic principles that he wanted to adhere to when the Nazis took over. And it was a way of saying, like, hey, Aryans of Germany, like, I hear your cries. We will... Because, of course, in Hitler's logic, like, this was all a racialized thing about saving the white Germans from Jewish banking control, right? But nonetheless, when you ignore the racialized elements, and you shouldn't, but looking past them for a moment, the basic arguments he was making were anti-capitalist ones. and then Hitler took power. Did he do any of the things he promised to do? Nope. He lied about all. He made it the fuck up. He lied about all of it. He was a ruse. It was a ruse. It was a meme. He bamboozled them. And then he did the Holocaust. It was bad. Yeah, it was, he lied. He lied about all of it.
Most people work best when they pursue their own self-interest, an idea Marx despised.
What? Wait, what? His principal argument was that the workers should be free to pursue their own self-interest. That's what he was talking about when he said about being able to fish and hunt. What? Yeah, Marx loved self-interest. That was like his favorite thing. That was like the main thing. What? Yeah, earlier in this video, this is contradicted by earlier stuff in this video. Okay.
To him, self-interest turns everyone into Ebenezer Scrooge, greedy, grasping, and unfeeling.
What? This is incoherent and inconsistent with stuff that we saw earlier in this same video presented by the same guy. No, Marx wants people to be free to pursue their self-interest. That's what he said.
Not only is money, that is capital, inherently corrupting, but the acquisition...
Money and capital aren't the same thing.
Marx offers a philosophical justification for their anger, even their rage. From generation...
They're angry, even they're trying to make it sound scary. Okay.
Reality wouldn't conform to his worldview. It never seems to have occurred to him that people are complex beings with different talents, ambitions, and desires.
Again, wait, what? In this video earlier, you said that Marx believed people should be able to pursue their own interests by hunting in the morning, fishing in the afternoon, and with cattle in the evening. In this video, you acknowledge that Marx talked about people should... This video, presented by this guy, acknowledged that Marx believed people should have the freedom to pursue...
It may be more accurate to say he didn't care. If people wouldn't conform to his worldview voluntarily, then the state would just have to use other methods of persuasion.
This is incoherent even within the framework of the video.
Like murder and terror.
What? Find me that in Marx's work. This is incoherent within the framework of the video. Okay, so that was about as incoherent as I imagined. I don't understand it. They write their own scripts. If they're going to lie anyway, why wouldn't they lie in a way that's consistent? Like, why would their lies betray inconsistencies in the video where they're already lying? You know what I mean? You've already given yourself permission to, like, completely misrepresent Marx. Why would you lie in a way where even with no external information you could see problems in their argument? Love watching videos like this every so often so I can get a constant reminder how stupid capitalists are. This is what happens when your professor doesn't do the required reading either. Tell me you've never read any of Marx's work without telling me you've never read any of Marx's work. If you guys want to argue effectively against Marx, read Marx, only then will anyone take you seriously. If only that was true. How were 100% of the words here massive lies or extremists have to? Yeah, I mean, okay. PragerU. Or PragerU, if they were pregnant and people liked using that word. I feel like the term preggers is up there with saying that you're gonna do the sex with your girlfriend, or like have sexors with like SEX0RZ. What era was that language? Sexors. That was like 2008 or some shit, right? Like that was, yeah, that was the 2000s. Yeah, oh, those were dark days. I was in high school back then. No, I would have been in middle school back then, yeah.